Hello, YouTube family. Welcome back. This is your girl Tamara, and God placed it on my spirit to do a part two to recovery from broken relationships with ungodly men. First and foremost, I would like to give a shout out to Miss Kendra Williams. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. God bless you, sister. I'm grateful that my story touched you, and this is what I intend to do. Okay, and uh, if if you want me to ask a question, please drop it in the comment section, or you can feel free to email me that question, and I will give you my response to that. Keep in mind, y'all, that I am a woman of God, but I am also honest. I'm real. I'm transparent. I feel the need that people really need to see the real life, the real truth behind being a Christian man or woman. I feel that we tend to hide behind religion because we were brought up from a church background to do this, do that, do this, do that. When God already know that we are compelled to make mistakes. So it is a process. This walk is a process. We are not supposed to um pretend like that we don't mess up, yo. Guys, we fuck up all the time, right? So for instance, I just cursed. There are moments where I may say a cuss word every now and then. If you do not like the fact that I do that, please, this this platform, my channel, Tamara Doyle, is not the channel for you, because we need to get real with ourselves and stop hiding the truth. Okay, so part two of my recovery from broken relationships with ungodly men. Okay, so for those who don't know, okay, I am 31 years old. I'll be 32 this month. Birthday season. I am a Southern girl, Texas, right? Houston, Texas, right? Born and raised. Shout out to Houstonians. Shout out to Texas. Love you guys. But let's get to the second part. Okay. So, as I did mention, I'm a Southern girl. So, by me being a Southern girl, you heard the saying, like, dating somebody from the same state or city as you is not a good thing. And ladies, that was my situation. I'm a Southern girl, but I realized I never had good relationships with men that was from the same uh, state and city where I was from. So I started meeting men that were not from here, most likely the Midwest, Chicago. Is Milwaukee considered Midwest? I don't know. Comment below if you are from Milwaukee. So, speaking of Milwaukee, here we go again, y'all. Once again, I have been in the medical field since I got out of high school, but that's not what I do. I do love to help people. I do love to take care of those who need. That's because I have the heart to do that. But that's not what I do for a living. Okay. So during this time, I was doing home health care in uh, the medical field. At this time, I had a vehicle, but I was having issues. So you had, down south, you got to get it how you live. You got to make it. You got to fake it till you make it, right? Like, I met a gentleman, and he was from Milwaukee, right? Keep in mind, ladies, that I was going to church. I was I was always working. So there were times to where I would miss a Sunday and do a set. And because I was always working and I used to sing in the choir, I grew up singing in the choir since I was, what, like 15, 16. So I've been singing in the choir for a very long time. I was I was a soprano, but I can do all three: tenor, alto, and soprano. I think being in the choir helped me strengthen my voice and see what it is that I really can do. But anyway, when I was talking to this gentleman, I was heavily in church. I was still going to church. I was still singing in the choir, and I was working. During that time, I wasn't in school yet. So, I got on the bus. He would, this guy, y'all, he was cute. Mind you, I never attracted men that were not, they were not ugly. These men, they were fine, they were cute, they dressed nice, and y'all, I am a sucker for a man who dressed nice. Okay, there's nothing wrong with a man who have a little taste in dressing, knowing how to dress. So I get on the bus and I see him. There you go. He was sitting on the back of the bus, and that was the only seat, y'all, on the bus. I was finna go sit down, but I immediately turned around, right? And I was like, nah, I don't know if I should sit by him, right? But then something told me, no, go ahead, go sit by him, talk to him. So I asked him, I said, excuse me, sir, is the seat available? Like, can I sit next to you? He's like, sure. And y'all, when I say he's cute, he looked, y'all know the singer Avant, right? So that's who he looked like. He looked like Avant, the singer. He could have been his damn brother or somebody kin to him. Crazy thing is, I ended up buying concert tickets to go see Avant and Genuine that that month, and I invited my church / choir member to come with me. Right, y'all. I didn't think I was in a relationship because it happened so fast. Right, it happened fast. So we started dating, and this man, everywhere he lived, he invited me. The good thing about it is that he was not hiding anything. He told the truth about the things he was going through, but the truth is, we were younger then, and we were still figuring out things. Okay, I can honestly say this man, this gentleman here, he he did believe in God. But there was a moment in his life when we came to meet. He he was in a situation to where he stopped believing in God because of the things that he has went through. Remember, ladies, I said that this gentleman, he was not from Texas. He was from Milwaukee. But everywhere this man, I was like the only female woman that he actually knew, that that he really knew. So I would tell him, I'm not gonna say his name because I feel that it's a respectable thing to respect him and his privacy, because I wouldn't want nobody to, throw my name out there or whatever. So long story short, guys, we start dating, we start having sex. Okay, let's keep it real here. We start having sex. I wasn't using protection, and like, I was spending time with this man a lot. Well, I was spending a lot of time with him, and for a moment, I felt so surreal to where I could be myself. I felt like I should that there was no need for me to hide anything. I was just being my naked self. By the way, ladies, this gentleman allowed me to be who I was, and I allowed him to be who he was. We never judged each other. There were times to where if he felt like I needed a push, he pushed me. But this is hit. This is what led me to not like him anymore, because all of a sudden he flipped. He changed on me out of no fucking where. Here we go once again. I was the woman that looked out for the man the man that I was dealing with at that time. So in my last video, I mentioned that if I'm dealing with a man at that time, I'm focused on him, right? So y'all, I I like nice shit. I like fancy stuff. I have the nicest things, but you wouldn't know because unless I step out. So I was that girl that had nice bags. Like of course I knew how to dress. I knew I had it going on, per se. So I had the nicest thing smuggled and everything. So he knew that I had money. Plus I was working. Okay. Um so he he asked me for money, but it wasn't bad. It was more like, you got some food, like a few bucks here and there to get some food for the house because we didn't have nothing to eat that day. So he went to the store to get it, but I gave him the money. And the crazy thing, he sat on the steps quiet. I'm like, so I already know you about to ask me for something, so go ahead and ask me. So he finally built up the courage and nerve to ask me. So I say, why you didn't say that? Why you didn't say that? Fast forward, he switched on me, right? We, y'all, we was having sex heavily, right? And in that situation, I felt convicted because I was singing in the choir, and I knew I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to um, balance my life out here, like going to work, meeting men, dating, and things of that nature, right? So I thought I was pregnant because I was going through the symptoms, like not like uh sleeping all day. My sense of smell was high. Like, to me, y'all, everything smelled like cleaning products, and it felt like I had to throw up like every like 5 seconds. He was going through the same symptoms. He was like, "You pregnant?" I'm like, "No, I don't think so, but let's find out," because I was never the woman to put on false or try to put false accusations on the man that was never true. So I said, okay, before I say anything, I said, let's get a pregnancy test and let's find out. I was disappointed because I expected that man to be there to support me in that time. So he kept calling, y'all. He kept calling me out calling me, hurry up and take the test. BITC. Then he started calling me my name. I said, oh, okay. 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 So I go to the clinic. He never showed up. I went to the clinic by myself. Thank God I was not pregnant. The nurse told me that it was stress. I was stressed out. So basically, this man, not just the man, but it was the other things. I was going through some things in my life personally that also led me to have stressful moments in my life. So as soon as I left the clinic, it was the time of the month again. So I was like, so he started become distant, start disrespecting me, calling me my name, and ladies, I'm gonna be real. I had to give him a taste of his own medicine. So he told me if I don't, he thought that I was pregnant, and let's be real, there was a high chance that I could have had this child because we were getting it in. Okay, so if you pregnant, don't want you to get an abortion. I told this gentleman, I said, for one, I said, I'm cool with the fact that you don't want to be in my life. But one thing I'm not going to do, if I am carrying your child, I will not kill my child because I am a Christian, and in the Christian faith, that is a sin to abort your child, and that's something that I would never do because I want to be a parent. I want to have children someday. So he started calling me bitches, and I told him, you a bitch, right? So he told me to go die, y'all. This man told me to go die. You know what I told him? I said, you die. Motherfucker, you go die. So, here we fast forward again. God put me in a situation to where I had to forgive him, right? After all that happened, y'all, I run into him on the bus. Because that's how we met, right? And he had a trash bag full of clothes. Like, I knew he just got out of jail, because that's what a man coming for someone that he got a trash bag. He just got out of jail. So at this point, he was like, I want to talk to you. And I said, well, right now I gotta go because I'm at my stop. You should have talked. You should have talked to me then. So I reached out for his birthday. His birthday was December 1st. He was the coolest guy. It fucked me up, y'all, because this dude was so cool, but he flipped on me so fast. That's what made me mad the most, because we talked about everything, right? I supported him, he supported me, and he his faith was wavering in God. During this time, y'all, I was always natural. During this time, I had dreadlocks, so I had dreads for like a good 6 months. I miss my dreads, really. They, if I would have let them grow out, they would have been here, but I was always a natural sister, right? So we never got a chance to talk. I I did tell him that no matter what happened between us, I would never ever treat you like um, a bad person. Because I understood where he was in his life. I was also in a phase in my life to where I was still growing. So he moved to another city, right? And the crazy thing, this girl that he's married to now, she have dreads. So because he found somebody that reduplicated or reduplicated certain features that I had. For instance, I had dreadlocks. She had dreadlocks. So there were certain things about her that reminded me of him. But the truth of the matter is, God spanked him on his ass. Why? Because first of all, you came from a church. He too also came from a church background, but he wasn't living right back at home. He was insecure about himself, and here I go, being the godly woman that I am, trying to uplift and encourage this gentleman. I said, tell him, no, you are a handsome guy. Like, if I didn't think you was handsome, I would not talk to you. Huh? Yeah, girl. Okay. I'm ugly. I'm ugly. And I'm like, no, you're not ugly. Stop saying that about yourself. So he goes to another city, another one of my favorite cities that I would love to go to. I The Holy Spirit allowed me to go on his Facebook page. Right? This how I found out he was married, and I saw the young lady. So on my end, no hate here. I still sent him love or whatever. But he saw me responding, but he never reached out to me, right? So he sent a long message, but I guess he wanted me to see that, because subliminally, he wanted, that was his way of apologizing to me, instead of right calling and talking to me. Y'all, I ladies, I really would like to see him, because I really want to have a face to face with him, because that's necessary. But what do you do when you're in a situation where that man run away, you never see him again? So I start having dreams about this dude. Like, there were moments to where I would wake up and I start cold. Excuse me, babies. Get up, honey. Mama's cold. Come on, mama. Come on, mommy. So I knew that one day we would have a conversation, but it never happened. The moral of the story, ladies, how I recovered from that man, I sent him a happy birthday wish, and I forgave him. I told him, I said, fella, I forgive you. I forgive you. You're not perfect, but I want you to know that the things you did, I did not condone it. Right? Let me tell you something, y'all. Ladies, when I told this dude happy birthday, you know what he told me? He said, thank you, bitch. And you know what, y'all? Every being in my fiber wanted to retaliate. But I didn't let that get to me. I was like, you know what? What still your insult don't hurt me. The simple fact he was hurt. This man was insecure. He was hurt. He was dealing with pain, and he thought that I did something to him, but in reality, he was dealing with the pain of what he did to me. He didn't want to face it. He didn't want to face me. So instead of facing me, he decided to run off to a whole other city instead of dealing with the pain that he caused. So you thought jumping in with the relationship with another woman would cover that? Ladies and gentlemen, I still believe that this man is not married anymore. I had a vision that he was in a more worse situation when he left here in Texas. I felt that in my spirit, but I'm here to say, once again, I was in a period in my life to where I had to forgive those men that disrespect me, that hurted me. Even though he hurted me, and it was bad, but it wasn't that bad as far as the other two guys, right? Ladies, I had to learn. So what I did to recover from that, I forgave him. I forgave myself. And I made a commitment to not deal with men like that again. To that brother, I hope someday, if I don't see you again, I hope that we get to really have a sit down and talk, because there are some things that I feel in my spirit that there's some things that you need to get off your chest and come talk to me about. Okay? Please know I'm here. I'm open to have that discussion with you, because it is necessary, right? Ladies, there are times to where God will put you in a situation, will place you in a position to where certain things need to go down. And in this situation, I really couldn't see him face to face. So to me, that situation was still open for a reconciliation. Okay, ladies, please, now is the time to own your shit. Okay, own your stuff. Accept the fact that you had played a part in it, and there's something that I'm sharing with you, ladies. I always take the initiative and the responsibility that, hey, I played a part in that situation as well. Keep in mind, y'all, sex was my demon. Okay, sex, I had to have it. Like, that was my I had to have it. Okay, and this gentleman, like, he was one of the guys that I was I had a very strong, very sexually active relationship with. Like, I was getting it in. But by the grace of God, that was not the man for me. And that was not the man that I was supposed to have children with. The second guy that I could have children with. Okay. But in reality, I had to accept the fact that he taught me some things. He also, what this gentleman taught me was that just because he was treating me, he was the sweetest guy, y'all. I can't take that away from this guy. He was the sweetest guy. But what he taught me was that you can never fix a man, no matter where he are, no matter where that gentleman is in his life. Never try to fix a broken man. In this situation, this man was broken. And he was in a place in his life where God, his faith was unwavering. And he knew I was a church girl. He knew I was a Christian. He would tell me, like, pray for me. So, let me tell you guys, I went to the Avant and Genuine concert. I had a ball, y'all. Me and my coworkers. So, I wish I could find the documentation because he looked just like this man, right? So he was like, tag me in it. Tag me in the concert because he wanted to feel like he was, technically, wanted he wanted to be there with me at the concert instead of my church slash choir member, which is a female. And I tagged his name. He was like, he was so there now. I don't look like him. Like, yes, you do. Like, why is you in denial about that? Stop lying to yourself. He knew he looked like that man. So as soon as the concert was over, y'all, he called me. He was like, you had a good time? I was like, I had a good time. Who you was with? I was like, I was with my choir slash church member was a woman, but he didn't. In his mind, he thought it was a woman, another man. Y'all, when you are unbeautiful, when you are beautiful, right, and you are naturally just beautiful, let me tell y'all something. For some reason, I was always dealing with a guy who was insecure, and he always thought I was dealing with or sleeping with another man. But the truth of the matter is, he was in fear of losing me. I'm like, why? And I was like, we ain't together. You never, because men don't never really tell you that they are taking you in the next level of sincere or we dating. So when he made the statement, like, is you cheating on me? That's when I knew that to him, because keep in mind, ladies, we were getting it in, okay? So in his mind, I'm like, since we getting it in, you mine. But he didn't say that verbally. It was like through his actions, like, no, if I'm hitting that, then that means I don't want no other man touching you. Ladies, I can honestly say, like, even if I was sexually active with a guy at that time, I was only sexually active with that gentleman at that time. So I wasn't hopping in out of bed. It was one guy to another. Break up with a guy, meet another guy, and it, story goes on. So I was like, oh, he's in love with me, but he was denying it. And still to this day, ladies, I still think that this gentleman still have strong feelings for me. But some ladies, pay attention to a man covering up his feelings for you by jumping into another relationship with another woman. So, with this situation, I recovered. I still forgiven him, okay, for him doing what he did to me. But personally, I feel in my spirit that God is about to fix it to where I will see him face to face again. Because there are some things that gentleman need to get off his chest strongly. Okay? Because I used to come across his pictures a lot. I used to think about him a lot because there were things he needed to express. And all in all, I say this. The reason why I'm saying this is for this, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, please understand, when you recognize the patterns in relationships that you have played your role in, you are able to fix it before it get worse. And I made it my business to fix it before it got worse, because it could have. This gentleman wasn't so bad as the first two in my other, the first part. I am cold. It must be cold outside. Oh, oh. Ladies, love yourself. Love. Those men taught me to love myself even more. I don't care if the sex was good. I don't care if he was good looking. I don't care if he could cook. I don't care. Okay? I made it my business to never forget who I was. Okay? So, thank you to my new subscribers and viewers. I love you. God bless you. Guys, if there's something that, if there's a question that you want me to answer, if there's a question that you want to ask me, please feel free to drop it in the comment section, or you can email me your question, and I will be gladly give you my advice. Y'all, my hope for you is to give you my best sound advice. I would never steer you wrong, because these are real life experiences that I have went through. Okay? I'm gonna be honest, y'all. This fella, I really liked him. I liked him because for a while I had a thing. I saw myself being with him. It was like he was, ladies, let me tell you something. When you carry yourself, when you neat, when you clean, when you look good, when you smell, when you look good, you attract men like that. So keep in mind, every guy that I dealt with, they were never dirty. They were clean. They were very neat. They were, they were so neat. This gentleman that I'm talking about specifically in this content, he was so neat, y'all. He would fold his clothes very neat. He was organized, such as myself. I didn't play that. I was neat. I didn't play that, right? And he was so inviting. I would like. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to keep it real. I would like to still be friends with him, even if he is dating someone else. I would just like to be a good friend, because for once I felt free. I felt I didn't have to hide. There were moments I had cried, and he allowed me to cry. When I was angry, I got angry. When I cried, I cried. When I was happy, he allowed me to go through the phases in my life. he invited me wherever he was. So he never hid anything. I give that gentleman that. He never hid anything. I just didn't like the fact that he switched up on me the way that he did when he knew the. And then another thing, thank you God. Another thing, he was running from the fact that this man was in love with me, but he ran from the fact that he was not ready for it. Now, he probably is now, because I got a strong feeling that where he is, he's in a more worse situation that he's in. So back to the message that he sent to the people that that impact his life. He was really talking to me. Because when I tell you, I was with that man in every situation. Wherever he was, I was there. I was there. And so he tried to compare the lady that he was with as if like she was there. But honestly, ladies, I was there. I was the woman that was there for him. And we took turns. He used to come get me. He didn't give a damn. He made a way to come get me. And I appreciate that about that gentleman. Like when he wanted to see me, he made it his business to make sure that I was straight and I was safe, which I was. And ladies, let's be real. There was always that one man that made you feel so safe and secure, no matter, you didn't even give a damn about your day-to-day life or what you was dealing with on the outside. What I want to tell you, ladies, is this: embrace the good moments that those men did. In spite of what they done to you, embrace the good things that they have done. And I can honestly say, this fella, this gentleman, which I hope to see him one day. Thank you, gentlemen, for allowing me to be me, loving me in spite of. He never disrespected me. He didn't start getting disrespectful till he called me out my name. That was the only thing that he did. The only thing he did was call me out my name and told me to go die. Okay. But he never like put his hands on me, none of that. It was never that. So I thank God for that. So to that gentleman, I send my love to you, and I hope and pray that God has touched your heart to where you forgiven the people. Because let me tell you something, y'all. He was dealing with the hurt that was a cost to him, right? In this situation, I can say that I've gained some good out of it, right? I forgive him, I forgive myself, and I devoted my time back with God. I made the commitment to stay with God and never get involved with men like that again. But in this situation, I feel a strong sense of reconciliation. And I feel it coming, y'all. I feel it coming. Ladies, if God presents to you a reconciliation with somebody from your past, do not ignore it. Do not run from it. Deal with that situation, because you will get a new revelation. That person could have changed. you could start a new relationship with that person. Okay, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys. Once again, thank you for my new subscribers and views. I hope that my situation, my story, touches you some form of way. I I I was able to walk away. In this situation, y'all, we walked away like there was no bad blood. Okay? How we end up walking away from each other, we just end up going our separate ways. We never got a chance to say goodbye to each other, but he ended up leaving, and I went my way. So there was no bad blood until he once again called out my name and told me to go die. That's when the shit got real. So like I said, guys, I just came here to share part 2 of my recovery to broken relationships with ungodly men. In this situation, his way of being ungodly, he had that relationship with God, but he was, you know, back and forth. He 1 minute he was praying, and then next you know, like, he lost hope. So this gentleman in this situation, he was at a time in his life where he was mad at God because he back at home, he was a youth minister back at home. So he dealt with church hurt. But I've too also dealt with church hurt. And that's another video for another time. I will speak on that later. Okay? Mind you, guys, all these topics that I'm talking about, I will share these topics with you in my book, all in my damn head, coming to you, a Christian woman with real stories, with real life situations that God has delivered me from, has helped me get out of. Okay? YouTube Nation, YouTube family, I love you guys, and I will be back with more content. Bye.